Hello! I'm Entralissium, and we're back with Role4It. So, we are down a player today. We're down Anna. Anna is currently about to fly out to London, so she's not really able to be here. But her character is here in spirit. And she's got fancy artwork now.
Yeah, she does.
Right?
And a voice.
And a voice, yes. She
Yeah.
has a voiceover in the voiceover. All the artwork in the intro, by the way, is by a lovely person by the name of Metasapia. She may be on Twitter as like the Metasapia, I think.
Yes. Actually,
Yes.
I think yeah.
Massive thanks to her for doing all the artwork. It looks awesome. But yeah, right. Okay. So before we dive in, what have people been doing this week?
I started playing Planet Base, which I'm enjoying beyond enjoyment. It's crazy. Just can't stop recording it. That's the main
yeah,
thing
I know the
been
feeling.
doing. Yeah, so I had noticed that you too had come down with Planet Base-itis. It is doing the rounds. It is doing the rounds on YouTube at the moment. But really, really fun game.
Wow. Awesome.
Well, I've been trialing out a new stream day. Still no clue what I'm going to play on that stream day right enough, but I've been trying it out, and I recorded Life is Strange, which should be going up on the channel this week, the last episode of that, which was very emotional, and I cried during it. So if you want to see me cry, or hear me cry, rather, that's something to check out.
Oh,
Bless.
That sounds horrible.
It does, actually. If you want to hear me weeping into the
You
microphone,
want to hear me
tune in.
distraught, crying, trying to articulate my thoughts, check it out.
as opposed to here, where you just steal like piggy banks from dead
Yeah.
kids, and you don't
Pretty
feel like bad at all.
Yeah, that's normal.
They
Totally
weren't going to use it. It's fine.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What have you been up to?
Me, well, I've been doing a lot of Victoria 2 lately, which is an old Paradox title. And it's like, I think we talked about that last week, but I've really been playing it a ton. I actually started making a keyboard shortcuts mod for it, which makes the game like 20 times better. Totally. 100%.
Okay.
I'm
And
Well,
not
and the
surprised by
macros.
that.
Yeah.
yeah, I'm really into it now, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And other than that, still just mostly waiting for Hearts of Iron 4 and Stellaris. One of the two. I mean, sometime in the next 3 years, they've got to come out, right?
Well,
Well, they could
You
just
might
delay them
think.
over and over again.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Johan Anderson had said, "Oh yeah, Hearts of Iron 4, first quarter 2015." It's October 21st. Still waiting. Like, where's that game? For that game. So
Well, apparently they had some problems with the Germans just building like heavy tank divisions, and that's it. I don't know. I think I call that a feature,
Yeah.
personally. No bug.
Seems like a reasonable thing to do.
Personally, I've been playing a bit of Kingdom, which is another game that literally came out today
Indeed.
and is sort of a 2D base building game with sort of hidden mechanics. And I'm not normally into hidden mechanic games. I like to know what's going on, but it
Oh, I
kind of
love
works
that.
for it.
As it happens,
It's-
that's what
it's
I'm
really
going to be
good.
streaming after Roll4It. Just got it installed. Everything is set up. So
There you go.
looking forward to that. Actually, I'm really looking forward to it.
It's a good game. It's a good game. But yeah, let's get on. So we'll be raising money again, as per usual, for Charity Water. Charity Water is a really good charity, and who wants to tell everybody about Charity Water?
Me. We actually decided this time.
We did.
Okay,
Okay.
so yes, we're raising money for Charity Water. I actually wrote this up, so I'm not stumbling over words this time. A non-profit organisation that provides clean water in developing nations, and they build and implement water projects like rainwater catchments, water purification systems, hand-dug wells, stuff like that. So not only do they provide safe drinking water, it pretty much just gives people new opportunities and transforms their lives like to a massive degree, because they're not having to carry water for hours and hours, and they can do other things like education and stuff like that. And as well, like I read something like for every $1 invested in improving the local water supply, it can yield like between $4 to $12 in return for their economy. So
Oh,
that's
wow.
pretty sweet. Yeah. The link, if you wish to donate, is tiny.cc/roll4water. There'll likely be a link in everyone's chats for it. It doesn't matter about capitalization for it, and I don't know what our target is for tonight.
Target is $4,100 or $4,150. I can't remember which it is exactly. We're already like 14% of the way there. So
Nice.
we started off at 3,756 at the end of last stream. And I think we've been donated about $60 or so since then.
Well done, everyone.
So, of course, as per usual, the first time we get to our goal, there will be an extra item of loot we'll drop for the party in the next session. And then if we double our goal, the party get an inspiration dice they can use to try and like help them out of situations where I am the GM and going to kill them. And the third time, if we manage to like triple the goal, they get 1.5 times XP for the entire session, so that you guys can basically make them level up faster. But you know, so basically, there's a fun thing that comes out with the party, and in addition, you know, people don't die from horrible water. So really, it's a win-win situation.
Indeed.
But we're going to just get on where we left off last week. Where we left off is you guys had come into the Hobbit town of Porttown, which kind of had some sort of problem with ghouls running into the town and killing people at night. You basically said to the mayor, look, we'll sort it for you. Can you pay us money? The mayor said yes. You were like, can we have something else? And the mayor was like, yeah, sure, go to this dodgy warehouse and take some stuff. It's totally legal, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, which you then did. You now have some interesting bonus extras, and you are just about to go out and start sorting the actual ghoul problem. It is, I think we're into the afternoon, late on the afternoon maybe, on the first day, full day you've been there since you got there last night.
Okay.
Just spent an hour doing a short rest, you've healed some, and you've all attuned to any of the items that you choose to pick up from the last warehouse. And that's where we start.
So where are we right now? Are we just outside the town hall? Is that where we just went to, or did we have a short rest after that?
You had a short rest after going to the town hall, and I believe you went to like an inn or somewhere.
Okay.
I don't think you specified.
Right, well, there's no time to waste. I'm very eager to get out there and try and wrap this up quickly so we can get our pay, move on.
Yeah, likewise. Where did they say the ghouls were coming from again?
Northeast.
Northeast, okay.
Past a centaur village, I believe. So
Oh, yeah. Okay.
probably a good idea to check that place out first.
Yeah,
It
because they
wasn't
haven't
a
been
village,
around
it was a
in
group
while.
of centaurs in the forest. It wasn't necessarily a village, of any sort
well.
you know of.
Yeah, a camp or a group, I suppose. A herd of centaurs. Not sure
Yeah.
what the collective term would be for centaurs.
I remember the mayor saying as well, they haven't been around in over a month. Like, they usually come by once a month or something. So that might be worth checking out to see if they're even there.
That's a good point, actually. What do you have to say on this, Aramil?
I'm still trying to figure out what my staff does. We should totally go and kill some ghouls. They're unnatural. Just, I can make a giant constrictor snake. I've attuned to this staff. It's cool.
Right. Okay.
Anyway,
Well, let's head towards the northeast then. I assume there's a gate or a city wall, or does this city not
Nope.
have a wall? No? Okay,
It does not have a wall.
Just heading out there then. Though perhaps on the way I try and find any guardsmen who might be able to give us more accurate directions to where the centaurs might be found, rather than just attacks are coming from the northeast, but literally, where could we find the centaurs?
Sure. When you get to the edge of the town, make a perception roll.
Okay. I need to get these bad rolls out now. As hard as I can.
nice work.
As hard as I can.
Did you roll like 10 times before the stream?
I did.
Wow.
You're supposed to get the bad rolls out then.
I know. Wow. Does everyone else
What
go
a
to
way
it
to
as well?
begin the session.
I know. I've got this.
Okay, you spot a child running into the forest ahead of you.
Okay, I think I'm going to have a look. So I roll for perception as well. 14.
Yeah, you see a guard standing like a few meters away from you, leaning against a building, smoking a
roll
pipe.
for perception to see if there was a guard. Oh my lord.
All right, well, we'll talk to the guard then, see if we can find out a general direction for these centaurs, at least.
Okay. All right, I can help you.
We're looking for some centaurs. It's an odd request, but we've been told it's somewhere around this general area, northeast. But we're hoping to narrow it down.
Oh, I think the Sentinels are somewhere in the forest up there. We don't know. Well, they're keeping themselves, but they come past. They sometimes want leather or bits of metal or something. Stuff that they can't get by themselves. They want the leather tanned or something. They don't really have any specific base as far as I know. I mean, I'm not an expert on Sentinels, but as far as I know, they haven't got somewhere. They don't like the town particularly much.
Okay, so they're somewhere in the forest.
Yeah, as far as I know.
I'm pretty sure we're going to need more than that if we're going to find them, because
how many
yeah.
centaurs are there? Are there a lot?
We don't know. We only ever see 2 or 3 popping into town. Well, I don't know if they all come in a bunch or whether some of them stay behind.
Because it may be...
They're pretty secretive, and we let them. We let them be. They do their job, and we help them out, and
I mean, Scarlet, wouldn't you be able to find their tracks? I mean, it's a giant man horse. It can't not leave tracks.
Yeah, I should be able to track them, because
And if there's a
otherwise
group
we would
of
just
them.
be one forest. Yeah. All right.
Yeah,
we'd
well,
be as well
the land's pretty squidgy these days. It's been raining a few nights, so there'll probably be some pretty good tracks, I guess.
I guess we're heading into the forest then, see if we can get some tracks.
What is that? And he sees this giant lumbering badger come down the street after you. What the? And he just goes for his sword, trying to get it out.
That's squishy. It's fine. He's fine.
What the? Squishy?
Yeah.
What's?
Crunchy on the outside, soft on the inside. Squishy.
He's only squishy because he doesn't have armor yet, and your stupid mare doesn't have any
He
blacksmiths that'll make armor.
A couple of steps backwards, and he's like, "Okay, good badger, good badger."
Well, I'm not going to go first. I'm out of my depth with trees, so I'll follow your lead, Scarlet. But
Okay.
I think we're wasting time around here and traumatizing the guard.
Sooner we can get in the forest, the better, especially since it's afternoon now. And we don't want it to get too dark if we're looking for centaurs. Okay, so we'll head into the forest, and I guess I'm looking for tracks. Okay, so what would I roll for this?
Well, currently at the edge of the town. You're going to move into the forest and then search tracks. You're going to search for tracks where you are at the edge of the town.
I think we should just as well make for the forest, honestly.
Yeah, that's what I think, because we're not going to get tracks at the edge of town, I don't think.
So you walk into the forest for about half an hour now until you're properly into the forest. You can't see the town anymore. Sun's starting to get a little bit low in the horizon, and let me just find my forest music.
Yay, music! It's getting very quiet.
Are there carts?
One would hope
Oh,
not.
it's raining. It's
There we
raining
go. No, it's not raining. There we go. The non-raining one.
with no carts.
That's very disappointing, honestly.
No carts in the forest, sadly. No. You're not really walking down any known paths or any cobbled roads or anything. You are literally just walking through a forest without any sort of obvious signs of human travel.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
Ranger.
May as well start
see anything?
seeing if we can find tracks. Again, what do I roll for this?
You'll be looking for a survival roll, so it'll be a d20 plus your survival, which will be wisdom, and any proficiency you have if you are proficient with survival.
Okay. Can I assist?
Sure, you can assist.
I forget how to do that. That's
You
my
need to roll
role.
first as a survival roll. If you succeed, she gets advantage on her check.
Okay. I rolled a 21.
Yes, you may have advantage on your check then.
sweet.
That's definitely a success.
How often can someone assist?
16.
Provided you can assist and you've got a good reason to assist and you say you want to assist and it's an action where you can assist, then sure. I don't tend to let more than one person assist because then it would sort of become a team action.
Yeah. That makes sense.
16.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
So,
you know.
if, for argument's sake, if my roll's better than her roll, can we
You're
just use my roll?
assisting. No, because you declared as assisting. So you go into the forest and quite easily you find, having basically almost followed them out, tracks of humanoid footprints, sort of like a person is running or several people are running. You think there were at least 3, possibly 5 or 6, and they came one way and then we went out the other, and basically took the same rough direction through the forest. And they're not all sort of running together in a group. There are 2 together over there. There's 1 together there, and you see another one about 10 minutes ago. And you suspect, these are possibly humanoids who came running out of the forest and then went back in. Probably came running out about nightfall yesterday and went back in about sunrise, just before sunrise this morning. You also spot some hooves. These footprints look older. They look like they're probably a week older, maybe 4 days. And it looks like maybe 3 centaurs moving together, maybe 4 as a group. And they were going off vaguely in a sort of east and northeast direction.
Okay, so I'll fill in the rest of the group that. Just,
Okay.
there's like several humanoid footprints, which we're not really looking for. We're looking for the centaurs, and there's some of those, the humanoid ones are spread about, but the centaurs are sort of grouped together and they appear older. I'm not really sure which ones we would want to follow here. If we're looking specifically for centaurs, obviously those ones, but what's the deal with the humanoid ones?
The humanoids, have you related all this information to us, have you?
Yeah.
Then it seems obvious that those would be the ghouls.
Mm.
Well, maybe
it would depend on the gait. Can you see anything about the way they're walking, other than the fact that they have footprints? Can you see if they're lumbering, lurching? How wide apart are their footsteps, that sort of thing?
It more or less looks as if they've been running, and that they're spread out everywhere, so they weren't really running collectively. Basically going in different directions.
I would say it's probably going to be the ghouls. I mean,
Yeah.
without anything else to pin it on, seems likely. So it comes down to which set we want to follow. Do we want to follow along with the centaurs or go straight for the ghouls? I mean, it may be worth checking on the centaurs. I'd actually like to find out what's going on with that.
Yeah, I'm curious about that, although those footprints are older.
I think we should follow the hooves. People go into the woods. We think maybe it's ghouls, but it could just be people in the woods. Let's go.
Yep, that's fair enough.
A hoof mark is pretty clear.
Yep. Well, as long as you feel you can follow such old tracks, lead the way.
Okay. So I guess we're going to follow those.
Okay. That will mean you need to make a survival roll.
Okay.
Does someone to assist with this?
I will, sure. Absolutely, by all means. I like assisting.
You're so helpful. Thank you.
I rolled a 23, natural 20.
You're so
Natural
helpful.
20.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So Scarlet, before Scarlet even starts to bend down to follow the tracks, Aramil goes this way and just knows the way, looks, can see the tracks instantly, sort of picking out where the flora of the forest has been sort of damaged and bent over, and just by the way that certain parts of the plant life have been disturbed from the natural order, can see the direction that the centaurs move, because they're fairly large animals. And they have quite a weight to them, so they do disperse the flora a fair bit. And you notice that they go off basically in a certain direction, and you start following them. And you follow them for an hour. Sun gets a bit lower. You follow them for another hour. Sun is threatening to set. You follow them for a little bit longer, and they start to go into this sort of more heavily, densely wooded and sort of broken ground area, which might be possibly where they're starting to go for to sleep or to set up or camp or something. It's definitely a bit of terrain which is more defensible, you would say. However, the sun is literally on the verge of setting. Do you want to continue on?
Well, I'm quite comfortable moving forward through the darkness. The stars will be enough for me to see reasonably well by. But how about you, Scarlet, Aramil? We could set up.
We all have night. We all have dark vision. We can all see just fine at night.
Yeah, we've made it this far. May as well continue.
Yeah, there's no particular...
Wolfslayer nods and brandishes her two-handed sword, which she hasn't actually let go of for the entire time. You've seen her with it now. She goes, yes, I would like to hit things.
There might be things to hit.
Okay. Squishy is still following us, I take it?
Hit.
Okay.
We have eggs.
Good squishy,
so-
good squishy.
Yes.
Yep.
Right, well,
Okay.
I'm happy to move forward. Though, at this point, Malphas would draw his bow and just have it ready, comfortably held, ready to use. And I'm going to have him start moving with intent to remain unseen. So, stealthing at this point.
Okay.
Okay. As we have agreed to move on, we're in the woods. Yes.
Yep.
So, Malphas, Scarlet, I'm going to turn into a wolf now.
Oh.
Just so you know, don't freak out.
You might want to warn
I won't-
Squishy.
We won't be able to talk to each other. I'll understand you,
Right.
but this is the natural habitat of wooden creatures, and I'll be able to smell and hear things a lot better if I'm a wolf. So
That makes perfect sense, but how is the badger going to react to a wolf, which I can only imagine is going to be a natural predator?
well, I suppose I could tell him I'm going to turn into a wolf.
I can use speak with animals and talk to him. And
I think
explain
one
to
of
him.
you probably does want to
Well-
just give him a heads up that what's about to happen.
Fair enough. Sure. I mean, he's your pet after all, so maybe you should take care of your pet.
He's technically the group pet, but sure, I don't mind talking to him.
Okay.
Well, as a bit of out of GM advice, Aramil, when you're in animal form, you can't cast spells. So if you want to use a spell level now, when you won't be able to use it while you're in an animal form, it might be better for you to use it rather than Scarlet, because otherwise Scarlet's going to be like, I want to cast. I've used one.
That makes a
How
lot of
many
sense.
spell slots does she have? Because I would rather be able. I can unshift and then still use a bonus action to heal. Can I not?
Yes, yeah, you can. She's a heal too, though, so it's up to you.
A ranger? Rangers can heal? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rangers are pretty good at healing.
All right. I'm officially not the group healer anymore. I'm done. No more heals for anyone.
I can cure
Your
wounds.
heal is a bonus action. Hers is an action.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't care. The next time Avak gets kicked in the balls, it's not my problem.
Fair enough.
Can you cast Speak with Animals as a ritual?
I can. Can
You can do
Scarlet?
that if you want, then.
Yeah, I
We have the
think
time.
just a spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
I'll ritual.
for 10 minutes,
I already-
I'll have Malphas will, be pacing a little ways away from the group, just keeping an eye out.
Well,
Keep a
Malthus
watch.
can roll a stealth test and a perception test.
Okay, so with stealth, it would just be d20 plus my stealth, which is 7. Come on, not a 1. Okay, that's pretty good. 24 on stealth. And then perception, which is asking a lot. Yeah.
10. Okay. I'll have to check later if Rangers can ritual, by the way, because I'm not sure if Rangers can ritual cast.
Yeah, I don't remember reading that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so your 10 minutes passes.
Okay.
Okay.
Wonder
Squishy.
when I'm going to get any eggs. Oh, hello.
Hey, how's it going? How have you been?
Not bad. Need an egg. I haven't had an egg in several hours now.
You need to talk to Scarlet, the little one, the wee one over there. She's got all the eggs.
Oh.
Or the other, one. But the other Anna.
Squishy runs up to Scarlet, looks up at Scarlet, and goes, Can I have some eggs? Can I have some eggs? Scarlet doesn't understand any of that.
I'm just staring at Squishy.
He expects eggs. Do you remember that we told him we would bring eggs? He's wanting eggs from you. You need to give him eggs, like every 6 hours at least.
Okay, I will give him... How many eggs do I have? I have 12. We'll give him... How much does a giant badger need?
Giant badger is like the size of a donkey.
I
And they're
suspect
probably more muscle than a human.
that all 12 eggs would be a snack.
Most likely.
Well, eggs are very nutritious. They are really good, but we're talking.
But
You
all he's
can't
been
just give him
eating
a
is
tiny bit a
eggs for
day.
the last 2 or 3 days. He's going to
He
start
did eat
having
a fish. He did
scurvy
eat a fish
before
earlier.
long.
He nicked the fish from the
Oh
store.
yeah. Oh, that's
That's
right.
true.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. Okay, I'm going to give him 3 eggs. So yeah, I'll give Squishy 3 eggs. Make sure he doesn't see the other eggs as well while I'm doing that.
He looks very pleased. Thank you for the eggs. Thank you for the eggs. Oh, did you take your eggs? Thank you for the eggs.
Yes. Okay. So hey, I just need to explain something to you before you get scared. Okay, I am a druid. I can turn into other animals. Do you remember when I turned into a badger like you?
That was weird. I
I
thought
know.
they ate some weird herbs.
No, you didn't. But I can do that. And so you can smell me, right? Do you know what I smell like?
Yes.
When I turn into another form, I'll probably I'll smell the same. So I need you to not get scared when I turn into another animal.
Okay.
So if you do that, we'll give you eggs.
Okay. He kind of takes a couple of steps backwards and looks at you with trepidation.
Okay. Trust me. You've trusted me so far, right?
Well,
How many eggs have you
nods.
had? Yeah. Okay. Very good. We've reached an understanding then.
2 and 1 eggs. 2 and 1
What?
eggs.
2 and 1. I think it's been more than that.
Oh, in total, there was 2 and 2 and 2 and what comes after 2?
20.
What is 20?
A lot more than 2.
Okay.
Lots of eggs.
What is that noise? Is that food?
It's not eggs.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I'm just going to trust that he's not going to freak out, and I'm going to turn into a direwolf now.
Okay.
So, just like in a second's time, this human who was originally standing there with a staff and a shield and a Technicolor Dreamcoat goes and turns into this like. You're a medium creature, aren't you, as a direwolf?
I'm a large beast, unaligned.
Okay, so this horse-sized wolf just grows out of him, merges into, and just like a horse-sized wolf. We're not talking, a donkey or anything. We're talking very large. We are talking the size of a destrier as a wolf. This thing stands, a good 6 foot tall, big, chunky. It's a wolf. It's got, powerful paws, strong, like, it looks tough. This thing is big.
Back.
It is heavy. Its fur is like very pale gray with flecks of white and small strips of darker color on it. It's obviously some sort of Arctic-based creature. I don't know what you guys know about direwolves, but it looks like it's from the north somewhere. It's big, it's scary, and it's not currently standing where Aramil was. Squishy goes. Aramil, make a animal handling check with advantage because you did tell him.
Okay, but I have a ritual casted animal like talk with animals. Can I still speak to him in a different shape or not?
You can.
I can still talk to him.
It's a concentration spell, so it still lasts until you can stop concentrating or the end of the ritual, which I think lasts for 10 minutes.
Right. So, okay. So you said a advantage check on animal handling.
Yeah.
First, which is +5. So, sure hope we're okay. It
Roll
is
20.
a 25.
So Squishy goes.
All the 20s today. My God, I don't know.
And so
I look longer.
I look down at him and I say, "I told you." That was the big wolf. Smell me.
Oh, no.
He walks up,
Oh, that's so wrong. Wow.
rubs against you, and goes, "You're softer like this." He just sort of starts rubbing himself against one of your paws.
Yes.
Officially,
Mr. Style
if
happens
tomorrow
to be
Arumba
Batman,
can't
Jack.
record anything because
Yeah.
his voice is destroyed, he's only himself to blame.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, that was
Anyway.
fantastic, Arumba. Honestly,
All
that
right.
was
The only other
amazing.
thing I want to do, and I'm done rolling for a little while at least, is so I turned into a direwolf because I wanted to. I don't know. We're in the woods. I want to smell and hear,
Oh.
just see if I can sense anything better than the average person can. I have advantage on hearing and smell tests.
Okay, sure. Roll a perception test with advantage, I guess.
This is just perception. It's not one or the other. Smelling and hearing is the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be a combined perception test, and I'll give you a lower threshold for those two.
Wow.
That would be an 18 plus 5.
You
From
are rolling the big
A few
dice
hundred
today.
meters away, you can hear click, click, click. Click, click, click. And you can also smell dried blood, the smell of warm metal, and sweat. Probably from some sort of humanoid.
Okay. I'm an animal now. I can't communicate. So
at this point,
communicate squishy.
Because I'd already been given a heads up that he wouldn't be able to talk with us. After a few moments, I come back and I'm like, "Can you hear anything? Can you smell anything?" Point in the direction.
I'm like an Irish setter, and so I put one paw up, I point.
So this giant distress-sized wolf, this thing
has
that
become
weighs
a pointer.
Good, half a ton or something, just raises one paw and points.
Fantastic.
And then I start to sneak off through the forest, being quiet as an animal would. I'm a hunting animal.
In which case, everybody roll stealth tests.
Do I need to roll? Oh, well, I guess. Am I out of stealth now?
You would need to since you came back, so I'll make it sure everyone rolls, again, for the sake of simplicity. Squishy will need to roll at disadvantage.
I roll a 1 now.
Because no one has told him how to be quiet.
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Belfast! Really?
Oh,
We have like 2 extremes right now.
We do. Literally everything Aramil does right now is going to be golden. I am absorbing all of the bad rolls like some sort of natural 1 black hole. All we need is for a Rumba to do everything, and I'll just keep moving around doing the silly little rolls and just taking away all the bad dice. It's a foolproof plan.
I'm just staying middle of the road.
I'll roll Slayer.
Is it reasonable to assume that a direwolf has an advantage on stealth? Not advantage, but
you're the size of a horse.
Proficiency?
Does it say it does in its listing? Because it should say proficiency stealth.
I don't see anything for proficiency.
Oh, no. It still uses your proficiencies because it's you in the brain, so you know how to move it. So it uses your proficiencies, I think.
But I get the dexterity modifier though, which is +2 for a direwolf.
You get its dexterity, its strength, and its constitution. Yeah.
Okay.
So Wolf Slayer rolled a 19, so she's good.
I have a 19. Sorry, Melfast.
No, it's all right.
I look toward him and I growl just like so quietly that no one can hear it but him and I.
Okay, so what happens is you start walking off, and you get to this bit of broken ground where you have to sort of scrabble up it, using your hands and feet. Not the direwolf, and Squishy, obviously. But Melthas tries to scramble up, finds like a loose rock, and falls head over heels, doing like a backwards somersault. Pebbles and stuff moving around him, and he instantly goes still. There's no response in sound, so you think you're good, and you continue to move on. And you come, eventually, about half an hour later, to a small clearing in what is effectively like a cul-de-sac in the side of a sort of a bit of ridge of stone where it sort of goes up about a 60-degree angle. And you notice in the clearing are the bodies of 4 centaurs. Make perception checks.
I'll go first. Oh, too late. I was going to absorb the 1s, but Scarlett's already. She goes middle of the road anyway.
Yeah,
here we go.
Very much.
Natural 20.
Okay.
Now watch me roll the 1.
I know, I was waiting on that.
Nope. It's an 18.
Okay, so you notice...
the only one of us without a bonus, by the way.
Half hidden by a sort of an outcrop of stone, is a little group. 2 hobbits, a human, and they have, between them, a motley association of weapons, but you notice that the centaurs themselves are missing their feet. Looking at them, it looks like they've been sawn off or cut off. Melthas, you notice, from what you can see, and you notice actually lying off to the side, basically a hacksaw. And judging by the ends of their tibias, it looks like they were sawn off shortly after death.
Okay, so to sum this up, to my eyes, that is Malphas, it appears that the centaurs were all killed and had their hooves sawn off. There's a bloody saw nearby. There's a hobbit. There are 2 hobbits and a human in amongst it with a bric-a-brac of weaponry nearby them.
Yep.
Okay. How far away are they?
Appeared to have noticed you. They are currently about 60 feet away.
Okay, so they're basically the edge of my ability to see clearly right now.
Yeah.
Have they got any lights? Because the human, unless magical, is not.
They are carrying a lantern. It's actually down on a little portable.
Right, so that's
bench.
casting light on the clearing, making them quite visible. Okay, that's actually good to know. Right, and
it's probably why you can see them and they can't see you, because it's ruined their night vision.
okay, so the 3 of us are at the edge of this kind of encampment clearing thing, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Looking to my companions, and maybe not as much to the wolf, who's not going to be able to easily express anything quietly.
Yeah.
You know.
Squishy can obviously smell blood.
Yeah. Whispering at this point.
It's been more than 10 minutes. You said it was a half hour that we were crawling toward them.
Yeah.
So I can't speak with Squishy anymore.
No. However, you hear, shh. Oi, lads, what was that?
Oh.
And you notice that the 3 figures around the light quickly cover it with something.
Right,
and
okay, so we
pull it
noticed
up
the light going out.
and turn the lantern towards you. It's now covered with something along the back and the edges, but the front is still open, giving it sort of directional light over in your direction.
Okay.
Okay. So these are. So I can smell the blood. I can see that the centaurs have been desiccated, basically. Their hooves have been cut off. And we were seeking the centaurs because they were somewhat of a friendly ally.
Wow. Not an enemy, at the very least.
Yeah, they may have had information for us.
One of the hobbits moves 30 feet towards your
Is it
direction
an oil
and
lantern?
starts working past you.
Because I'd like to react.
You can't see at the moment. All you can see is a light from a lantern that's held, because you can't see into the lantern
Okay.
to determine what exactly it is.
I'll
It's
try
just
and
light.
shoot the lantern.
Okay. Make an attack roll. It is within your normal range.
Okay. Because they can't see me, do I have an advantage on this?
You do indeed.
Okay, so... Right, because I always seem to forget to add things. I've
It's a
got
very small target, so I
Yeah.
will make it a hard shot.
proficiency with short bows, so that's... well, my attack is 5. Do I add my dex to that? So 2 plus 5,
It's
yeah?
D20 plus your dexterity plus your proficiency.
Proficiency.
Plus 5 sounds about it's all been calculated for you.
Yeah. You should have +3 from Dex. I think
That
you
is
have like
definitely
16.
a hit.
Okay.
It's an auto crit because the lantern is unable to resist.
Okay. So I roll my... I haven't set up a macro for this. I'm sorry, Roomba, you're going to hate me forever.
So it's double the die
I do.
for the arrow and double the die for your sneak attack.
Now, are you
The
using
lantern
the
is
special?
surprised.
Okay,
special
so
arrows?
I'm rolling 4d6 then. Double the die.
Yes.
Oh, wow, okay. Wow.
But are you?
That's pretty
You
impressive.
brought special arrows. Did you bring the special arrows?
Those were Scarlets. I gave those to Scarlet, so
Yeah.
not a very high roll, 12.
So, while you're all sort of standing there, wondering what to do, Malphas just quickly raises his bow, pulls it back, and arrow shoots out across the clearing, hits the globe of light, which to you, most of you, just appears like a big fuzzy globe of light, which was previously a lantern because it's been shone in your direction. And there's a ah! And muffled swearing as the light goes out. A small bit of flame dances on the surface of the clearing, where something's being dropped, and there's a metallic sound of something breaking.
Okay. As soon as I
All right,
hear
lads.
the sound,
Spread out, there's someone out there. Yeah.
as soon as I hear the sound of the twang of the bow, since I'm very good at hearing, I immediately leap off and I just go and attack because they killed the centaurs. I don't trust them. So I have a speed of 50 feet. I'm very, very fast.
There is a hobbit about 30 feet from you who is currently looking sort of about 90 degrees away from your current position.
Yeah, I'm gonna kill him.
Okay, make an attack. You run up to him.
I'm not going to attack him. I'm going to kill him. I'm going to put his head in my jaw, and I'm going to close it, and he's going to die.
So this is the first time I've actually used an animal form attack roll. So you gotta walk me through some of the mechanics here. I have bite, melee attack, and okay, I have advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of my allies is within 5 feet. That's not true. Or if the ally, okay. So no pack tactics advantage. I just have +5 to hit. Okay, so +5 to hit. So attack roll first. You know, this is wrong.
You have advantage on this as well because the guy is unaware of you.
Oh. What I just did was just totally wrong. It was a macro for my other weapon or something. I gotta make a new macro for when I'm an animal. Is it okay if I re-roll, or do you want to use that roll?
I'll use that roll for the first dice, but roll the second dice.
Okay, but that didn't have the +5. It had
It would still be a 9, which wouldn't be enough, but
Okay.
you have advantage, so you can have another dice.
So here's my second D, which is 23
Yeah.
for hit.
Solid.
That is definitely a hit.
Okay.
So this halfling who is looking out, holding sort of a crossbow and with scimitar at his side, carefully looking into the sort of the forest 90 degrees from where you rush at him. Suddenly this horse-sized wolf just dashes out, like still moving very fast when it hits him, just slams into the side of him. He doesn't stand a chance. Roll damage. And it isn't a crit, so you just do normal damage. Yeah, because he can resist, even though he isn't aware of you.
So from here now it says hit 10, 2d6 plus 3 piercing. So do I roll or do I just assume 10?
2d6 plus.
2d6 plus 6. So I roll. Okay. Roll 2d6 plus 3. That would be an 11.
Okay. So this horse-sized wolf dashes out, hits him at full pelt, blasts into him, head like just jaws straight around his entire body and his right arm, just pinning him, pushes him another 5 feet into the ground, rips him apart, and just spray of gore as most of his abdomen just comes apart in the direwolf's mouth. This is one big wolf. It is mainly muscle, and it just charges him full pelt, grabs him in his jaws, and rips and complete everything from one rib off the bottom of its rib cage down to about its hip, just comes out with your mouth just shredded.
That's disgusting.
Damn.
I'm a horrible creature. Okay, and then the last thing in my attack roll. The last thing in my attack roll, it says if the target is a creature, it must succeed a DC 13 strength saving throw or be knocked prone. Is it dead already?
Yeah,
He's
it's
very
dead.
dead.
I don't think he's still alive. He's basically in 2 pieces, remember? And the 2 pieces are the important ones. You've cut him in the half of the abdomen.
So you're saying he's prone. He's prone.
Hey, both
He's
parts
dead.
of him are prone. Both parts of him.
Yeah.
There we go. That's all I wanted to hear. He's
2 for
prone.
1
He's
prone.
The rest of him is prone.
Okay. And you said roll initiative.
Yeah, roll initiative, everyone.
Okay. I killed a halfling. Yay! Initiative is I forget how to do initiative already.
D20
It's
plus
just,
Now I need to put on
plus dex.
fight music.
Now I am an animal though. Do I get the dex modifier for my initiative roll?
You do.
Yes, you count as the animal's initiative.
Say it's +2 for dex. Okay.
Oh, really? It's got a lower dex than me? That's surprising.
Yeah. But here's the thing: if you actually add up my stats right now, so I get to keep. This is what's so crazy about my druid. I get to keep my modifiers for intelligence, wisdom, and charisma.
Of course, yeah. So you've got basically a creature that's giving you good physical stats.
Everything.
And
Everything.
you've got the mind that
Okay.
gives you good mental stats. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. So I get +3 strength, +2 dex, +2 constitution. And then this animal would normally have negatives for everything else, but because I get to keep those, my actual character is +1 intelligence, +3 wisdom, +3 charisma. So it's all pluses across the board. Everything's plus.
Very nice indeed.
Okay.
Anyway.
Malthus and Scarlet, you're both on 12, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who wants to go first?
I'll let Scarlett take a turn because I initiated effectively.
Yeah. So at this point, where are they in regards to us? They came forward a little bit. They were 60 feet before.
Yeah, so the other two are about 50 feet away.
50 feet.
The corpse is about 34 feet away-ish.
It's 34 feet away. Okay, well,
I
at
have
this
to roll.
point...
Do you want to roll Squishy's initiative?
Sure. What is it for squishy?
Giant badger.
I can look that up.
He's even starting to make the
giant
sounds
badger.
now when he's unsure about stuff.
Giant badger has a dexterity modifier of 0.
Okay.
You know, the real reason why his hair has been cut is because he's slowly turning into Squishy. Over the course of
Squishy
this.
goes first. So make
Ironically-
an animal handling roll for Squishy. I think Aramil should make the animal handling roll because he was the last person to talk to Squishy.
Okay. Ironically, just so you guys know, giant badgers only have 13 HP.
About exactly the same as me.
Kind of weak considering he's a.
To be honest,
Giant
yeah, I would have said that a
badger.
badger would be significantly more robust, considering it's basically muscle covered in fur.
Yeah, no
With,
dire
you know, an insulating layer of fat around it. But not much.
So what was your roll, Scarlett?
Yeah, I got a 16, and I think you need to roll for animal handling.
Yep.
Yeah. You were the
I
last one
do.
to talk to him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. I roll a.
I didn't absorb the ones. I'm sorry.
Okay, so with the twang of the bow and the slight flash, and then the sprinting of the direwolf, he goes, and he just bolts back into the woods.
Well done.
Bye-bye.
You just lost Squishy.
Okay.
Oh,
okay,
poor
we
Scarlett.
put
She
the
actually
collar.
looked distraught. She's
Don't
like, my pet
put the
just ran
collar on.
away. What the hell?
We put the collar. We put the collar on him. It's fine. We expect him to run away.
It's true.
He's just
Don't know what
untrained-
could happen
untrained
to him
badger.
out in that forest.
I know someone could
He's
chop
a
off his
giant
paws.
badger.
Someone,
He'll eat
someone
everything.
might want badger paws.
It
as
might
well
make
as
himself
hooves.
sick.
Now,
At which
does
point, Wolf Slayer has
Wolf
her
Slayer.
go,
Okay.
and she just goes, I get to hit things. She chooses to rage. She runs up to
Oh
the human, and that's the end of her go. She doesn't get to attack because she had to sprint, but she's now in combat.
Outside of the actual your voice, you literally captured the essence of Wolf Slayer in that moment. That was so wow.
I'm glad.
Well done.
It's almost like having Anna here.
Not quite as
Okay.
good. Not quite as good. Right, that makes it Malthas or Scarlet.
Scarlet.
Okay, I'll go. I will pull out my bow and I'll aim for the one that Wolf Slayer is by.
Okay.
The one she's in combat with, or the one she isn't in combat with.
The one that she isn't in combat with, actually.
Okay, that's the halfling. Sure.
Mhm. So, where's my macro for this? Short bow. Oh, I forgot to add. What was it I forgot to add? To
Your
the...
dex? You've
Yeah,
got
my dex.
proficiency, but you haven't had dex. But even
Yeah,
then...
plus 3 would be 10.
Okay, so that's a 10. Sadly, the bolt just flies off as the halfling ducks, suddenly realizing that there's something on. Arrow goes whoosh, straight over his head, hits some rock nearby, and splinters. As she doesn't splinter, you get to keep arrows if you can find them afterwards that don't hit. It just digs into the ground and stays there.
Okay.
Right, that would make it Malthas.
Okay, well, I'm going for the one that... because the Hobbit just avoided an attack, is it considered engaged with Scarlet?
No.
It's not. It's melee attack. So I'm going to go for the human then.
Okay.
So that'll be an attack at advantage.
You don't get advantage against someone in combat, you only get advantage against people you have advantage against. You do get your sneak attack bonus against people who are in combat, though. I don't think you get advantage.
Ah, right. I'm sorry. The best. Well, I don't think either of them would have hit anyway.
I'll randomize which one it is. It is, in fact, the 12, which just hits.
Oh, there we go then. Sorry about that. Right, so now I actually get a sneak attack bonus.
Yeah.
So that's just 2d6. I'm not stealth anymore because I've made an attack. Is that correct? Or am I still technically
yes,
stealth?
you're not stealth as soon as you make an attack.
Right, okay. So it's just 2d6 because it's a surprise attack because it's already engaged. Not a bad roll.
Did you add your dex to that?
No, I did not. That would be an extra 3, so that brings it up to 11.
Okay. So there's a... Arrow flies forwards, just misses Wolfslayer's shoulder as she runs towards this guy, sword raised, and just takes the guy like square, roughly in the nose, just off to the side, penetrates through the back of his skull, and he just collapses. And Wolfslayer's like, "You stole my kill!"
That's 6 kill shots so far, my lord.
Hey, I've had like 3 or 4 golf swings, golf club hits on the
You have
heads,
indeed.
remember?
You have indeed.
And I ripped a guy in half.
Yeah, that counts more.
Yeah.
Okay, that would make it.
Except for the time I shot a guy through a
Caramel.
mouth before he could scream. That was pretty awesome.
Okay, so there are 2 other targets or 3?
There's one now.
Only one.
Yeah.
And I'm very fast.
Oh, you're in range. Yeah.
I'm very fast though. Like really fast. Like he's gonna be like, hey, there's a wolf over there, but then all of a sudden the wolf's on his head, right? Basically.
Unless
You're
you roll a
about
1.
20 feet away from him. You have a move of 50. Yeah.
So there's basically you're saying there's no advantage? No? Okay, fine.
Yeah. I mean, unless
I
you want to
attack.
say something like, "I'm just going to charge him down" or something, rather than actually just attacking.
No, I'll attack him.
Okay.
We'll be conservative. I attack him.
This is not like you.
Okay. You run up and you bite. Is it?
I forget, and I have to look it up again. 1 second. I'm sorry. There's so many
I
different
think you've got a
animals.
bite or a paw or something, haven't you? Like, you've got 2 choices.
No, actually,
just
I
bite?
only this animal only has 1 attack, which is bite.
No.
Okay.
1 second. There's like 195 creatures in this list, and I have to search through like 10 of them to actually get to dire wolf, because like, wolf shows up in werewolf. You know,
I'm quite surprised that it doesn't get a
And if
paw
I-
attack.
and if
because
I
it has the size
search-
of horse.
and if I search dire wolf, it doesn't work because it's actually wolf, comma space dire, which is annoying. I guess I
Search
could
wolf,
actually
comma,
search
space
for
dire.
that. Yeah, I could search for that actually. Okay, wolf, comma space dire. I only have 1 attack. It's called bite. +5 to hit. Okay, so +5. There's my hit roll. It is a
11.
11.
Okay, you run at him, you go for this massive bite, and expertly, he sort of dodges out of the way at the last minute, rolling to the side as you, like, your speed just takes you a little bit too far, and you have to turn around and re-engage.
Okay.
Okay, it's his go. Oh, you're a big one, aren't you, laddie?
The
And then he
Scottish
looks around
Hobbit.
and goes, guys. Don't bite. And he takes a couple of steps backwards, not out of engagement range or you'll get a free attack. But he just puts his hands up, drops what he was carrying on the ground and says, you caught me. Can we call the wolf off now? He is a halfling, right? So he's like 4 foot, 4'5" maybe. You are 6 foot tall. Can we call the wolf off now? Please, call it off. It's not funny
Okay,
anymore.
so I, as he's saying that, then I revoke my wild shape, and I immediately, like, I don't know, I intimidate. Like, I want
Can you-
him to still feel the presence
Are
of
we still
me
in combat
being-
at the moment, or are we out of it now? Effectively. Or are
I
we still
assume
taking
unless
2?
anyone wants to attack, you can be out of combat.
Okay.
I personally feel like we should talk to him. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
I got a question.
all I was going to say is that I would like to basically hold my action when it came up, so I was just waiting for that opportunity.
Okay, well, you
but-
can be doing that out of combat. You can just say, well, since we're out of combat, I'm just going to be like,
Yeah. Yeah, Malphas is
Yeah.
drawn his bow, and the condition is if he reaches for a weapon,
okay,
or seems as if he's about to.
okay, sure.
So I revoke my wild shape and I say to him, with all of the pressure and like immensity of being 50% taller than he is and being this big beast, I just roll it. I want to intimidate him into, you know, why did you kill these these centaurs? What happened here?
Okay, so basically, this giant 6 foot tall wolf goes, spit starting to drool just off his teeth, and turns into, you know, a half elf in front of him.
With drool going down his chin.
A
Very
little blob
imposing.
of wolf drool. Make an intimidation roll. You can have advantage on it.
You know, you say that like I'm not an intimidating half elf or something, but I'll let you know I'm actually +3 on intimidation. I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good
You know how to
intimidator.
use your wolf shape to intimidate.
Yeah.
You got a natural
That would
20.
be 23, natural 20.
Okay. The halfling is obviously a little bit of a rugged guy. I mean, he doesn't look like he's a pushover. But at the sight of this wolf bearing down on him that's much bigger than he is, and suddenly just turning into this just a guy in front of him, but this guy still has got this presence, this aura about him. The fact that he was immediately, like a second ago, a horse-sized wolf who just ripped apart one of his friends effortlessly. This guy is just like, well, we were out for a walk. And you just know he's lying. He doesn't even finish the sentence. He's just so, like, taken aback and scared and wrong-footed by you. You just, like, he's lying. He can't even think straight right now.
Okay.
At this point, Malphas stepping out of the sort of the wood line. I'm not sure if the Hobbit can see him, but he's got his arrow drawn.
Yep.
And in as measured, because like Malphas hasn't been working hard at all. The only thing he's been really doing is working his shoulders to draw his bow, so he shouldn't be out of breath at all. So in a very measured and calm sort of voice, he says, "Look, you're not helping yourself by lying. We don't need to end this with you dying, but if you don't tell us the truth," he's trying to persuade him to actually just come clean with us. Because it's going to be much worse if he doesn't.
Okay. Make a persuade roll.
Okay.
I just have to point out, I know this is breaking the fourth wall, but apparently I just rolled a 19 and a 20, and the chances of that in a 2 back-to-back roll is 0.5%.
Pretty low, yes.
So
well,
I intimidated the
dice.
shit
It's going to happen.
True, but I intimidated the shit out. Like there should be like shit falling out of his pants right now. Like,
wow.
That guy.
There is a little bit of smell.
There's a little bit of a smell. Lucky you turned out of your direwolf form, otherwise that would have been really powerful.
Well, it was just a nice time for a walk. At which point, would you like make perception checks, everyone?
Okay.
I got 23.
I got 16.
8.
Aramil's struggling to recover. He has just been a direwolf, to be fair.
Scarlet, you hear the sound of sort of rustling foliage behind you, and you look around just in time to see Squishy running towards you.
Squishy!
Very quickly. He's obviously scared. And out of the gloom behind you,
oh, goodness, it's
runs
nighttime.
a figure who hits you. Surprise round.
Who's he hitting?
Scarlet.
Okay.
Take 9 points of piercing damage as claws come up behind you and strip through your armor, ripping apart the flesh around your shoulder blade. I'd also require you to make a Constitution saving throw, and then everyone roll initiative.
13.
13.
Aramil
18.
plus 3, isn't it, as well?
I'm no longer a wolf.
Yeah, but you get initiative if you... Oh, you don't have any... Okay, right, sorry. I've got
I'm
16.
no longer a wolf.
So it's Aramil, me, then Scarlet.
Okay, I'm gonna you then Scarlet. Scarlet, you feel like you suddenly slightly become sluggish, like your moves are harder to move, like your muscles just don't want to, and then you shrug it off, and you feel fine. Wolfslayer gets 17. So who's got the highest?
I'm at
Aramil,
18.
Wolfslayer, Malthus, Scarlet.
Malphas Scarlet. Yep.
Oh, actually, I may have gotten Scarlet's rolls. Was the only roll you've made so far, Scarlet, your Constitution check?
Oh, yeah, I need to roll for an
Sorry.
initiative.
I
Okay.
got that wrong.
Oh, that was
Roll.
your Constitution. Okay.
Yeah, that was constitutional. 14.
Wasn't far off anyway, so...
Yeah.
Doesn't change really much.
No.
And I need to roll for our friend.
Our friend Squishy.
Yeah, Scarlet, can you roll for Squishy?
Okay.
So you're saying our friend is not our friend? It's a ghoul
Name.
of some sort?
Whatever our friend is, it has claws. That may or may not...
So the
pose
halfling
anything.
you've been interrogating turns around and sees it's a ghoul. There is a ghoul that's just run out of the gloom behind you that none of you saw and just ripped a huge chunk out of your friend. So the halfling you've been interrogating sees this and goes, Do you mind if I join in?